He had never imagined that a simple idea born from desperation and kindness would change everything overnight. In the quiet little town of Millfield, where the streets were often empty and the river was usually calm, something was stirring beneath the surface. The sky was heavy with dark clouds, and the riverbanks swelled ominously as flood warnings flashed on the local radio. For weeks, the townsfolk had prepared for the worst. But for John Harper, the town's humble mechanic, this was a personal. John's small garage sat on the edge of town, nestled between the old grocery store and a dusty post office. It wasn't much, a place where rusted tools hung on the walls and the smell of motor oil mixed with sweat and dust. But it was John's world. Every day, he helped neighbors fix their cars, trucks, and tractors, always with a kind word and a steady hand. But recently, John had been thinking about something bigger than broken engines. Every flood season, his neighbors lost their cars, drowned in mud and water, cutting off their connection to work, school, and hope. This year, John vowed it would be different. He had spent weeks tinkering late into the night, sketching designs and welding parts. His hands were raw from labor, and his eyes heavy with exhaustion. But finally, he built it, a car that could float above floodwaters, sealed tight with a sturdy frame lifted high on reinforced tires, a car made for survival. That night, as rain began to pour in torrents, John took the car out for a test drive. The town's streets were rivers, and the car glided smoothly over the water, stable and strong. It wasn't just a vehicle. It was a promise of safety. The next morning, word had spread fast. People lined up at John's garage, eyes wide with hope and disbelief. The town's mayor showed up, shaking John's hand, thanking him for giving the community a fighting chance. But the biggest surprise came just as the sun climbed higher. 7 sleek black limousines rolled into town, pulling up right outside John's humble shop. From the limousines stepped 7 business leaders from the city. They had heard about John's invention from a viral video shared by a local news station. One by one, they approached John, offering contracts, investments, and partnerships. They wanted to mass-produce his flood-proof car and bring hope to communities far beyond. Millfield, John stood there, stunned but smiling. He thought back to the nights of hard work, the sleepless hours, and the simple kindness that drove him. Not profit, but the desire to protect his neighbors. But before any of the deals could be finalized, John insisted on one thing. He would donate the first fleet of flood-proof cars to Millfield's emergency services and to families who couldn't afford a new vehicle. This act of generosity sparked a wave of kindness across the town. Volunteers gathered to help retrofit older vehicles, neighbors shared meals, and the local school held fundraisers to support John's vision. One elderly woman, Mrs. Jensen, who had lost her car last year to the floods, hugged John tightly. "You didn't just build a car," she said, tears in her eyes. "You built hope." That night, John sat outside his garage, looking up at the clear sky after the storm had passed. The air smelled fresh and clean, filled with the sound of children laughing and the distant hum of the newly flood-proof vehicles rolling down the streets. Can you imagine how he felt? From a small-town mechanic to a beacon of hope, John's kindness and determination transformed not only his life, but the lives of everyone around him. And the story doesn't end here. Because kindness, once sparked, has a way of spreading, reaching places and hearts we never expect. If you want to hear what happened next in Millfield, where John's invention saved a neighboring town from disaster, stay tuned. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment below with your own acts of kindness, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Together we can create a world where hope drives us forward. Remember, kindness isn't just an act. It's a ripple that can change everything.